Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Motecuzoma Sanchez here, and today I'm with Marco Pacheco. He is the proud owner of Pacheco Tequila, and he is born and raised in Stockton. This is a product that is born and bred in the 209, as I understand.
I was born and raised here, practically in 209. Born French Camp, Stockton. So it's my hometown. That's why, I just from Stockton, man.
So technically it's French Camp, but everybody that's born in French Camp says they're born in Stockton, right?
Yeah, that's what confused a lot of people. They're like, when I say you're Stockton, I'm like, well, French Camp, a lot of people Stockton, so, technically French Camp, but Stockton.
Well, if you're older than like 20-something years old, they didn't even have...
Yeah, exactly.
It's the only hospital they had was the county hospital, if you're a certain age. So
yeah,
everybody from Stockton pretty much
knows.
The mothers got,
yeah,
had to deliver at the county hospital.
Exactly, so. Yeah. So in Stockton.
So tell us about a little bit about yourself before we get into your tequila brand. What do you do? What's your day job?
So my day job, I do construction, general contractor. I've worked in the fields with all the raza, since I was little. Always travel to Mexico every year. I actually got enrolled in school over there. Came over here. My dad was a labor contractor, retired now, so I got to see a lot of la raza and interact with them, see their lifestyle, the sacrifices they made, all that, and from field worker to remodeling homes, flipping homes, general license, and then now tequila.
Nice. So before we get any further into the conversation, can we try some of it so we can sip on during our chat? Which one do you want to pour first?
They all have their different profiles, aging, everything.
Which one do you want to start out with? Light and go to dark, or mix it up? Or dark go to light?
From Blanco or silver. I chose Blanco. I know a lot of people owners put silver. I chose Blanco because it's literally Spanish, silver. Blanco, I just chose Blanco because of, Mexicans understand Blanco. Silver, it's a little, so I just tried to choose it more traditional.
So it's more like the branding. You're saying that in America, tequila companies will call it silver, but in Spanish-speaking companies, Mexico, they'll call it Blanco.
Or sometimes it's kind of just like a status, like to be like, okay, Blanco kind of looks, Blanco, but when you put silver, they're like, oh, silver, But I try to keep it, straight, Mexican, Blanco. Why switch it up? Why sugarcoat it? You know what I mean? So I like putting Blanco instead.
Okay.
There's a lot of them that say silver. It's the same thing, Blanco or silver. But this one's not aged. This one doesn't actually get aged. So this is what you're gonna get from the actual tequila. I know the rest, we'll talk about it right now, but this is basically like tequila. You can taste, citrus, herbs, all that. It's like the natural, the first tequila that you can say the actual flavor comes out. Now the rest are just rested, but like the original is this.
Okay.
So people started.
So this is in its purest form.
Exactly, purest form. That's you get down to the Blanco.
Okay.
Now from there.
Salud from there.
Yeah, and you can see.
Oh yeah, that's smooth.
On this one.
It doesn't have any bite. That's smooth.
No, yeah. So this one has tears coming down, which it have a lot to do. The more age it gets, the tears and the legs start going slower. So you can tell on a tequila where it's not aged, they'll just drip down. But as you get more aged, then they'll start coming the tears and drops, and the legs are called. They start dropping slower.
So I don't know if anybody can. I know these are new high definition cameras, but I don't know if you can see it that good. But the tears he's talking about are the lines that you can see on the glass, and the streaks.
You can actually move it. So that's the Blanco. But The next one I want to talk about is the reposado. So reposado, it can be aged 3 months and up. Reposado means like basically rested. So this one's rested 8 months. Sometimes people rest it just 3, just to get it over with and just bottle them. This one's 8 months. So you can actually, we poured some on this one, but as you keep going, the legs and tears will start slowing down.
And I like these tops. These are like these are heavy. This is a nice bottle top.
Yeah.
Now,
and when you move it, when it has tequila in, you can actually see when you stir it, and they get up to like to the top. You can see this one goes straight, almost like water. But as you go to, like, for example, the extrañejo, the legs and tears, you'll see that they'll start dropping super slow.
Okay.
And that tells you a lot of age.
This one's really smooth right here. I know a lot of times people don't like to drink tequila, or they don't know how to drink tequila because they're just used to taking shots.
Yeah.
And that bite that or burn your throat type of thing. But this being a premium quality doesn't have that at all.
Yeah, no, it's premium. They take the heads and tails of the tequila. They get the best out of it, and that's why it's called premium tequila. You can make a tequila. It can be just a tequila, but it's not high quality. It has no additives, so it's pure tequila, how it should be.
Tell us how you design these bottles. Well, before we get into that, let's bring out this was your original design, correct?
So this was the original. When I started, a company was helping me, but during COVID we had a lot of issues about the bottles, so that was a big issue. They kind of did it however kind of they wanted, but this was still in the making. While this one was like, launch it, whatever, I was still working on this project.
Okay.
So I had to redesign the whole bottle, and actually has the actual logo on the bottom. And so, this is the original, but more brands have the same, it's like a generic bottle.
Okay.
Quality is good, but obviously I think the new ones look better. On that one I had to start again from scratch. So that's why it has, I'm talking about labels, everything, the mold, the tops, everything. I had to redo everything from scratch. I had to do everything. I'm talking about, like, from the shipping, where they make them, everything. So, that's why we went from this square bottle to that one.
Yeah, it's definitely more elegant look.
Luxury, and it's affordable for being additive free. So yeah.
Now, when you say additive free, what do you mean by that?
So a lot of companies, they put additives to spend less on the agave. For example, these bottles, all of them, they take from 7 to 8 kilos to make a liter, while other companies take 3 to 4. So, that's like, you can get 2 point something, bottles, and when you can only get 1 from this, because this is like pure additive free, nothing in there. You throw them in the barrels. When they're ready to bottle in the profile, they're, it's just basically, premium. That's what makes it premium.
Now, what are examples of additives? What is something they would mix it with?
They add sugar.
Okay.
Sugar, like, to make because the agave is supposed to mature from 8 to 12 years. A lot of them are doing 3 years. So
and for those that don't know, the agave is the plant.
The plant. It's blue Weber tequilan agave. So it's blue. When you see it from far, it's blue. When you get up close, it's a little bit more greenish, but it's blue. It's one of the best ones, and it's from the valley, volcanic soil. So I'm from Guanajuato, Mexico, but Jalisco has the best soil. It has the best soil, and so yeah, it's supposed to be. They're called piñas over there. They're supposed to be cut down, at 7 years, and it's good. If you go from let's say it's 8 years, you can do it up to 12. If you go from 10 to 12, if you go over, the plant can actually just die, and it's no good for tequila no more.
Oh, wow.
So it'll go to waste, you know. And a lot of them are doing them premature right now. So
Okay.
and they're adding additives to get that sugar, to get that taste, but you know they're not getting really premium tequila how we should. You know,
Got
instead
it.
of waiting the extra years, they just cut it short and just blend it in, and you know.
So when you call this premium tequila, that's not just a branding
No,
slogan.
it's actually,
That's
yeah.
an actual.
Yeah, it's actually, I didn't put premium just because I want to put a premium. It's actually a premium tequila because it's aged how it's supposed to. It's additive free. It's a high end, you know, tequila. You know, we don't put anything on them, so that's why. That's the difference. A lot of tequilas, they have tequila, but they don't label it premium because it's not a premium tequila.
Got it.
You know, so that's what makes it, you know, a little bit more special.
Okay, so let's try
this is
that.
Reposado. Aged, 8 months.
Oh yeah, it's smooth. They got like a kind of cinnamon flavor.
Yeah, so it has a little bit of cinnamon, herbs, citrus, a little bit of almond profile. But I mean, a lot of people love their reposado.
Yeah, that's
Like, for example, like and all this, I know this is supposed to be for mixing. You know, in shots. The reposado is supposed to be for mixing or shots, but all of this you can actually drink out of the cup and just sip on it. That's what I love about it.
that's what I learned about real tequila. Right, is I had a lesson from a gentleman by the name of Frank Orozco.
Yeah.
He used to do tequila tasting events, and that's what he taught me is that, you know, real tequila, you drink it like whiskey, like a quality whiskey. You don't take shots, and that's more like frat boy, spring break type people who don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, just to get
just commercial
shots,
tequila, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I can definitely attest as a fan of tequila. This is smooth and definitely not your average tequila you find on a store shelf.
Yeah. So that's the reposado. You know, a lot of them they rest them just 3 months. We rest them for 8 to 9 months around there. The añejo. This one I like. You know, this one can be. You know, it's supposed to be sipping tequila, but I also like taking shots, and then you know you do the mouthwash, and then you get the flavors and all the profiles out. But this one has a little bit of more of a. It's aged 18 months, so 1.5 years. You're supposed to do. You can do it 9 months, but I chose to do it a little bit more, just to get that you know, that premium, more aged, you know, tequila. So
now for our Spanish speaking challenge audience members, añejo, what does that mean?
Añejo basically,
or rather, why is it called añejo?
Añejo because so this one's reposado, means rested. This was añejo, means 1 year and over, but the CRT, which is the Consulado Regulatorio of Tequila, they can accept from 9 months and up. A lot of people don't know that.
And it's supposed to be a year, you're saying?
No.
But they take it from 9 months?
No, it's supposed to be from CRT. They say añejo. Añejo means like basically 1 year and over, right? But they accept 9 months, even though this one's 18 months.
Okay.
You know, a lot of companies they do it. They try to cut down the year 3 months shorter.
Okay.
You know, but that's kind of like a way around to avoid those extra 3 months.
So they have the little corners they're cutting.
Exactly.
Okay.
But instead of cutting corners, we age them double of añejo, which is 18 months.
All right.
You know,
salud to that.
So this one's añejo.
Yeah, this one has a lot more. I would say like even smokiness flavor.
It has a little bit of smokiness, citrus. Has a little bit of vanilla, cinnamon. You can see if you tilt it, and then you put it down, you'll start to see the tears coming slower every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Blanco just goes straight. You know, the Blanco doesn't get no barrels.
Why is that?
Of the tears, you know that?
Mhm.
Because it's aged in the barrel. The barrel's actually like, they start, if you fill up a barrel and you let it rest, the more time it goes, the more it evaporates. So it
Okay.
leaves that thick, you know, the little thicker
Got it.
tequila.
Okay.
So obviously, if you know the it evaporates, it's gonna leave some kind of like, almost like not honey, but it'll thicken it. That's why the tears, and a lot of people don't know the latent tears. They don't, you know, they just take shots.
Yeah.
But I like this one for example.
For people watching this, hey, you getting to meet Marco, you getting to meet the brand, and you're getting a lesson on tequila, on how to sip it, and
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of people they like it cold. I like it like this.
Yeah, I prefer
yeah,
room temperature.
When you put it in the refrigerator or freeze it, which you can't really freeze. Another thing that about these tequilas, if you put them in the freezers, I have them in the freezer at home all the time. They don't freeze. The one that freezes has a lot of additives. Another thing is if you put them if you put a couple of maybe, I don't know, just a little bit of tequila, and you put it in your hand, and you just basically rub it, and it evaporates quick. That pretty much tells you it doesn't have additives.
That's like, so that's
If
that's
it
the
leaves
premium.
oil, if it leaves oil, then it
That's
means
what
it
you're
has
drinking.
it has additives. If
Okay.
it leaves some kind of oil, you can also boil it in a pot, and if you start seeing oil around it, it means it has additives. So I mean, a lot of people don't know, you know, but
Yeah, most people
They
don't
just-
know
they
they've
just
never been
tequila.
educated.
yeah, and right now, what's trending is that there's a lot of commercialized tequila. So, for example, for this, they're actually trying to slow down all that, not fake tequila, but they're trying to take they're trying to make the world. They're trying to tell the world how real tequila should be made, instead of buying like tequila that it's not really tequila. They're cutting corners.
Got it.
You know, that's what's going on right now.
Okay.
Which kind of benefits me because and my family, because this is the real stuff, you know. So
So speaking of that, what made you want to start your own tequila brand? Because you've been in business now. This is your third year, correct?
yeah, as of when I started was March 6, 2020, and I launched it December 16th.
Yeah, because we featured you in our Tuna Vibes magazine and did an
yeah.
interview and
So 2020, it took me 10 months to actually launch it.
okay.
But what made me get into the tequila was obviously, you know, I was born and raised here, but I also go to Mexico. My parents are just 100% Mexican, like, you know, so I'm very proud to be, you know, Hispanic. So me and my wife and I, we wanted to maybe do a brand or a Mexican restaurant, and then one day I'm just like, hey, why don't I just, because I'm usually more alert when I wake up, you know, so I told her, what if I start a tequila company? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's worth a shot, right? And she's like, you sure? So she went to work, started researching, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm Mexican, you're Mexican, we're born in the U.S., but we got, you know, Mexican roots. Why not tequila? You can only make it in the world in 5 states: Nayarit, Tamaulipas, Michoacan, Guanajuato, and Jalisco. So that's like something, for me, it's special because it's only in those 5 states in the whole world.
And that's where your parents are from.
I'm from Guanajuato.
From one of them.
Exactly, one of them. My dad used to do a lot of rodeos, a lot of events. That's why the bull came in the picture.
Okay.
You know, so I'm like, okay.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
I thought you were a Bulls fan or something.
No. But that's why he used to do a lot of jaripeos, like one of the best bandas he would take, best artists, whatever. Like, he was all in. He was not afraid, and I think that's where I picked up from him. It's worth it try it, and if you fail, you fail.
Yeah.
And so that's why I chose the logo. I chose tequila because of I'm Mexican, and like I said, and so I gave it a shot. So within I want to say, I remember my wife was at work. I was doing a roof job in Modesto, and I called her. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna fly to Guadalajara, and she's like, you crazy? Are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna book the flight right now. And she's like, okay,
Yeah,
so
I love Guadalajara.
Yeah, so
which is second largest city in Mexico, correct?
Exactly, yeah. So it's one of the
next to Mexico City.
Yeah, Mexico City is huge. Guadalajara is the second.
Yeah.
So I went. I'm like, let's give it a shot. Let's see what it's all about. So yeah.
Shout out to my relatives I haven't seen in over 20 years in Guadalajara.
Oh, you're from there?
My mother's parents are.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's super nice.
Well, the little villages outside Guadalajara, like Poncitlan, Ocotlan, La Noria, and places like that.
Yeah. So after that, I told a friend, hey, let's go to Jalisco. Let's go. And he's like, okay, all right. So I booked the flight. I don't know. I want to say maybe 10 days before that.
Okay.
And my was like, oh, you're really serious? I'm like, yeah, I've always been serious. I've always been a serious person, which when I say something, I'll do it, not unless something happens,
So you're about your business.
Yeah, I'm a gambler, kind of like, I throw myself, and quitting in me is a little bit different. It just, not unless something happens, something drastic.
Yeah.
So when I went over there, I met the third party, and they told me, I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. One distilleries, I found this one. I love the tequila straight off the back. And I've tasted other tequilas, and I'm like, I don't really like, before I started this, I tasted them, and I'm like, all right, cool. I actually didn't start drinking until I was maybe 20, I want to say 27. Not one drop of alcohol before that.
Wow, not even a Modelo?
Not even that. No, not even. My friends used to make fun of me.
Not even a Corona?
Not even a Corona. I don't even like beer.
Wow, okay.
So that's why a lot of people are like surprised, like, how can you do tequila if you didn't drink before? And I'm like, hey, you never know.
Yeah.
I like tequila. I love it. But I don't drink it every day. I drink it at events. Yeah. Go home, and I don't drink it. But yeah. So we were there. I told the third party, I'm all right. Let's do it. And they were kind of just shocked, like, wait, you're too young. Like, usually it takes a while for clients to actually pull through. But I'm like, no, let's do it. And they said, okay. So I came back, but then I started researching the failure. It was at like 90-something% failure. I started researching
the failure rate.
Yeah, the failure rate for tequila is like a 90-something. It's one of the hardest business to do. It's one of the hardest. So that kind of threw me off. So I'm not gonna lie. I came home. I told my wife, like, hey, you know what? Maybe this isn't it. Maybe I should just stop and just keep building things. So she was like, oh, well, I support you. She's always supported me no matter what. Dumb, smart, no matter what. She's let me do whatever, she believes in me, So came back. I was like, you know what? It's impossible. I started researching. I'm like, yeah, it's not possible. So then I called ABC, Alcoholic Beverage Control. I asked the lady, and no one from Stockton did tequila, so she used to call me the tequila guy.
Yeah.
They call me the tequila guy. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? So I started making phone calls, and she's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, well, I want to start my brand. Okay, so she's like, okay, yeah, you can do it. I'll just teach you the ropes. So so I started doing that. While the company was doing and working on the labels on this bottle right here, the square bottle, they were doing the CRT, all the labels, the bottle, the profiles, everything. I was over there working in the U.S. here. They used to tell me, ABC's like, okay, you got the licensing for this, but now you got to go here. I'm like, what? I thought it was done. No, you still gotta go to now you gotta get a warehouse where you can keep alcohol because flammable. Now you gotta do this, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, oh my God, it's really, really hard. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just gonna keep going. My background, I had to do background, I had to do all that stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, like, but what if it doesn't, what if in the US they reject me, but then I have the product in Mexico? So that's one of the
things.
You
still got to pay for it, right?
Exactly. So I'm already paying for it.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I just throw myself out there. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, oh well, So came back. It took, I was counting December in 2020 from March 6th was when I flew to Mexico. So March 6th, so around March 10 to 2020. Flew to Mexico, made a deal verbally.
So this is right when COVID hit.
Before COVID hit,
like what, a week before COVID hit?
It was bad.
Okay.
It was bad. On the way back, when I went with my friend, everything was good. But then I went back and I saw all the airports. There was no tequila. I have videos of like just shelves, the whole in the airport, just empty.
Wow.
Empty. All they had was Don Julio Real, which they discontinued. And that was pretty much expensive, but I mean, I tasted it. It's really good. It's about at that time it was $400, but I compared it to this with friends, and they're like, I like this one. I'm like, it's mine. They're like, no way, So but when I came back, I mean, I was like, maybe this isn't it. But then the lady was like, no, you can do it. It's doable. You just gotta go through the background check, through all that stuff, paperwork, a lot of paperwork. And the company that was helping me, I had a feeling they were new and I was new, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give them a shot because I'm new too. But at the end, it worked out. So they gave me my licenses because it wasn't just one. They did all the background check, everything. So then in December 16th, I still remember, to 2020, the government shut down all the stores. The product landed the 16th. I started distributing the 17th, but like I was thinking to myself, where am I gonna drop it off if it's like ghost town?
Everything's closed.
Everything's closed. So hit liquor stores, and I started from there. Now I haven't even counted, but I think it's about 170 stores, maybe.
Wow.
Around, more or less.
In 3 years, that's really good.
Where it really hit, 3 years, and this bottle still hasn't. It's been released in a couple of stores, but not like all of them, you know. But I mean, it was a challenge, but I had no quit in me, So, it's great, Obviously, it's alcohol. I know it's alcohol, but you just gotta drink. Obviously, responsibly.
Obviously, responsibly and moderation.
Exactly.
Speaking of responsibly and moderation, what do we got here? This is this is darker than the other ones, right?
So this one's.
So this is the reposado.
Yeah.
So it gets darker as it ages, correct?
Yeah, as it ages.
Okay.
It gets añejado, and I mean, this one right here though. This is a Cristalino. I've actually won awards worldwide, which is on this bottle. I won the gold medal for the San Francisco World Spirit Competition, which is the biggest influential competition in the world.
For the Cristalino.
The Cristalino. Okay. So what they do, and I chose añejo. A lot of people have Cristalino, they don't know. Usually it has a black top. You can do Reposado Cristalino, you can do Añejo Cristalino, and you can do Extra Añejo Cristalino.
Okay.
But why I chose the Añejo was because Reposado tasted too much like Blanco. The Añejo was just perfect. I tried the Extra Añejo Cristalino, and I thought about it, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna do Añejo and keep it for, 3 years and over, because that's what the Extra Añejo is about, 3 years and over, and then you take all the barrel taste profiles and pretty much you wash it off, then why would I do that? You know, I tasted it. It didn't taste that. I mean, it tasted good, but not like the añejo. The añejo was a perfect one. So yeah. So this one we can try. It's a world, you know.
That's the gold medal winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
They all have medals, but this one has the cristalino. And I was actually gonna enter the blanco, the añejo, and the extra añejo only. But then something gave, I don't know, I got a gut feeling, you know what, just enter all 5. And this one came out with gold.
Nice.
You know, so I'm like, huh, you know, so.
Now for our audience, explain the designation. We talked about añejo and aging. What is cristalino?
So cristalino, obviously cristalino means like, you know, clear, whatever, you know, it means, you know, clear, crystal clear. So they filter them through carbon, and so they grab this bottle. So what we do is we grab the añejo, they filter it, and it comes out to this. So it gives it a little bit of smoother flavor, a little bit of different flavor from the barrels, a cleaner, I guess not cleaner, but just different, distinct flavor.
But it's still aged like the añejo.
It's the same, you know. So I chose this one. I loved it, and if I was to say that the number 1 seller is probably the cristalino, because it's you know, everybody likes it. You can actually I mix in a palomas, which you're supposed to sip it añejo, shots or whatever, but I actually do this with palomas. This is my favorite one. I'm actually trying to launch a paloma with this.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yeah, no, because every time I go to events or parties, I try the cristalino. I mix it with and it gives that that distinct flavor that this bottle has compared to all these or all the brand. It gives it that distinct flavor. So my wife told me once, you know, I love the cristalino. I asked a bunch of my workers from construction, which one do you think is fine? This one. They all chose this one. So I mean, I'm more of a añejo person.
Yeah, me too. But I love cristalino also.
But when they got the gold medal and all that, so I was like, oh, well, I guess you guys weren't wrong. You know, I mean, it's good. So yeah, basically it's the añejo 18 months, same thing. It just gets filtered, smoother, and then I mean it's good. I mean, it's got its medal for a reason. They were actually surprised. The distillery was actually surprised. They were like, you know, wow, like you entered it and you won gold, and that's kind of like a start. You know, and they're like, oh wow, like, you know, we haven't got gold.
Wow,
you know?
that's
we haven't even got gold. And believe me, when I went in there, they were like, you're like a little kid. Are you serious? I'm like, yeah. You know, I mean, I started building houses since I was like 23.
Okay.
Brand new homes. So people used to come to me and like, where's your dad? I'm like, I don't know at his house. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? You know, oh, we're looking for the owner. Well, I am the owner. I'm building this house. Well, can you sell me this or whatever? Yeah, that's me. So they used to kind of just tell me like, you're too young to do this. You know, same thing with the company. But we're here, and yeah, I mean,
gold medal ribbons later.
Yeah, all of them have so the blanco has silver medal. The reposado has bronze. The añejo has bronze. The extra añejo has silver, and this one has gold. Good. So I mean, you know, and let's give it a try.
And for those of you who may not be familiar, a paloma is a mixed drink with tequila and squirt soda.
Yeah, so you get grape juice.
Well, Mexicans usually use squirt.
Yeah. So you start with I mean, you get a little bit of grape juice. You know, the original one is fresca, so it's hard to find here, but they put squirt sometimes because it has toronja in there. So you just pretty much do a little bit of grapefruit, do fresca, you know, if you want to add chamoy or salt on the rim, and then...
Yeah, those are more like, I would say, newer kind of inventions. But I remember the last time I did go to Jalisco, I remember I was in Poncitlan, and they would have... it's kind of, I compare it to like a gas station, but of like 5-gallon jugs, like Alhambra jugs of tequila.
Yeah.
And they would have all these different kind of tequilas, and you would see little kids walk up with the jug from home, right? And then go to these locations, and then they would refill it, and they would take it home.
Yeah.
And every home we went to, it was like their version of, I would say like tea, right? Instead of having a tea, like if you're British or something, it's like, hey, we're gonna have a Paloma.
Yeah.
They would have the squirt and the tequila.
Yeah.
And Salud Jalisco.
I love them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is really smooth.
Yeah, so it's super smooth. And you can see actually the tears, they don't come as slow.
Yeah.
I mean, they come a little bit slower. They don't come as slow because we've been drinking out of the same cup. But if you grab a new cup, which I have an extra one, well, I'll show you. I'll do like an example of that one.
Okay.
Like when a dry cup, you'll see the tears go down super slow compared to the Blanco, compared to the Reposado.
Okay.
You know.
So let's take a little quick break while he grabs the clean cup, so we can see what he's talking about with the extra Añejo, and that's this one right here, right?
Yeah, there's Añejo.
And what's the difference between the clear tops versus the black ones?
So, the Cristalino, obviously, a lot of Cristalino tequilas, they have black tops. You can do it any color, but that's kind of like a color code.
Okay.
But I mean, you can put clear. So I obviously put the black one on this one, but I tried the clear one on this bottle. But since I have the black tag, dark color, why not make the black top? So that's why I chose the black top on that one.
And it has the copper logo instead of
one.
The Añejo has gold.
Yeah.
Right. And this one has gold. So this one is differentiated with a copper color.
Yeah, and I chose that color because as it gets darker, you know, it's this one's like a light gold, this one's like a gold, and this was like a darker. I couldn't find like a dark gold.
And you are the one who designed all of this.
On this one, not necessarily. They actually kind of messed up, but you know, I'm working already on the next one. So I try to make these bottles, 1, good quality, 2, affordable, 3, you know, they look nice, you know. So yeah, I mean, I chose them. It was a big process, but at the end of the day, it turned out to be a good bottle. And then the square bottom, I chose because I started with the square.
Okay.
Bottom,
Nice.
you know? But this time, I did it with the bowl because I had the luxury to.
And it kind of has a little rivet.
Yeah.
Not a rivet, but like an indent in the bottom and the front.
That was because I wanted to do an agave in there.
Okay.
But then the middle would have messed up the label.
Okay.
So when I saw it, I'm like, where am I supposed to put the label? On top? It's gonna leave that empty. So I chose just to cut down the middle one and then just leave it like that. You know?
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break and get the clean glasses, and we'll try out the extra Añejo.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're back. We're gonna go with the extra Añejo, and Marco here is going to do a demonstration on the difference on the tiers, or
the legs and tiers they're called.
Okay.
So the longer it's aged, the legs and tiers are gonna go down a little bit. I mean, it depends on the aging, but you'll see the difference from the Blanco and the extra Añejo. So that one, if you stir a little bit, you can actually see. Just watch the tears go down.
Oh yeah, super slow.
You can stir it and then they'll start.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
And then if you do the Blanco, they'll just drop almost like water.
Yeah.
You know.
Let me see if we can get into this cake.
You can just tilt it to one side and then could let the tears drop.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll pick that up or not. But
Yeah,
I see what you're talking about. All right.
you can just. And then you can see right there a little bit. Usually it should, tear down just.
Yeah.
Just.
You can definitely see the difference between that and the Blanco.
Yeah, the Blanco's faster. But yeah, this one's aged for 42 months, 3.5 years. They're supposed to do 36 months, 3 years, añejado for 3 years. We do 42. I actually have a.
So this one, so the añejo is a year, and the extra añejo is 3 years.
Yeah. So this one's a year, but we do it 18 months. It was supposed to be 3 months of the reposado to qualify as a reposado, but we do it 9 months.
Okay.
And this was supposed to be 3 years. We do it 3 years and a half. And obviously I have the 12 years, but I mean I didn't bring it. But that one's super aged. That one is really rare for a tequila to be 12 years. It's super rare.
And what is the title for that one? Is that also extra añejo?
It's extra añejo. As long as it's over. I mean, you can put ultra. Because it's like top of the top. But I just chose to just do 12 years extra añejo. Keep it simple, just like I said. The Blanco don't have to sugarcoat into silver or whatever. So yeah, I mean, there's this one.
Yeah, let's try this one out. Let's see what's going on. And then lastly, I see you have a pink bottle over here,
which most guys say it's for their girls, but I see them drinking more.
Hey, there ain't look. I like to wear pink shirts every now and then. There ain't nothing wrong with it. But yeah, let's salute.
This one? Yeah, this one's.
Yeah, that one's real smooth. It has that kind of smoky flavor a little bit.
Vanilla, smoky, cinnamon. What I like about
but
this one,
but there's no bite, there's no kind of burn at all, and that's the difference. I think people will be surprised when they have premium tequila versus the stuff they might be used to.
Yeah, and one thing that I'm proud of, and obviously my dad drank a lot. Now he doesn't, but I think that's why I just drink. I don't drink every day, but I drink at like parties or whatever. But I guess drink responsibly. Yeah, like this one, the extra añejo, is super good. Like what else? That one's aged for 42 months, so you can see the tears right there. I can see it right there.
Yeah, I'm watching them.
Yeah. So my dad used to drink a lot, so I just kind of take it easy. I take it easy. I don't go home and crave it, but it's a nice thing. And the best thing about it is after you drink it, you can actually smell it, and that's one of the most. After drinking it, you can smell it, and you can actually smell the profile.
Yeah, it has a sweet aroma.
Yeah, sweet aroma. It's kind of like I want to say chocolate-ish, taste or aroma. They're called aromas. So I love smelling the extra añejo. Every time I drink extra añejo, I have to smell it.
That's part of the enjoyment.
Yeah, so I usually, and then sometimes when you smell it too soon, the alcohol kind of gets in you, so you gotta kind of air it out a little bit, and then you can just smell it after you drink it. And then the last one, the Rosé. This one is a little special because it's my wife's edition.
So I gotta admit, this is the first time I've seen any kind of rosé tequila.
I mean, there's some out there, but again, additive free, and you can do a mixto. It's called a mixto, which is like tequila but you can add, I don't know, you can add all kinds of stuff. But I wanted it to keep it tequila because after you put things in there, it's no longer called tequila.
Got it.
You know, so I like to keep it premium, good, additive free. So they rest them a month in red wine barrels. That's how you get the color.
So it's basically Blanco, but in a wine barrel.
Blanco, yeah, and you throw it in a wine barrel, and it gets that color.
Okay.
You know, so that's all there is. And you know, I chose that again, like I said, the Blanco Rosé for, you know, it's pink.
Okay.
But it has no additives as well. So I made it. Actually, it says, you know, my wife's name, Ileana
Oh yeah,
Pacheco,
that's cool.
yeah. So, you know, that's her drink, and I mean, it sold out more than all mine.
I mean,
but what can
you gotta
I
give
say?
people what they want.
Exactly. So it has a Blanco, but then a little bit of a, I want to say like a strawberry flavor. You know, I mean, it's just like the Blanco, but it's rested for a month, like I said, and it's really good. A lot of people, I mean, right now that you'll taste it, you'll get like a little bit of more flavor towards like strawberry compared to these other ones. But I mean, people love it. You know, the intention was to come out for Valentine's Day. That was the main intention. But we sold so quick
People liked
it, and sort of like telling me like, hey, can we get that rosé?
That's cool.
And you know, Valentine's over, but we still want it.
Yeah.
So we're actually working on getting more.
Okay.
You know, so you know, a lot of people ask me, is it just for Valentine's? Is it for Mother's Day? And I'm like, it's for Valentine's. But if it's a hit, then we gotta do what people like.
So before we try the last one, where can people find your product at?
They can go to online, www.tequilapacheco.com. But this one was special because it's a small batch. So it's in the Bay Area, but it's mostly in Stockton. You know, so it gets sold out so quick that I didn't even get the chance to go to the rest of the stores.
Really? So
now, you know, there's another batch coming, and now we're gonna get to expand on this one.
Okay.
You know, so something, I guess what they call it's a good problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so it's a good problem. One, because it's sold out, we don't have it, but people are wanting it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, you know, and obviously dedication to my wife. It says Ileana.
Who supported you in your endeavor from the beginning.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was kind of special. And she was kind of shocked. She was like, wait, what? You're making me a...
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
So it's kind of fitting that that's the most popular one now.
Yeah, yeah. And a lot of guys, they tell me it's for my girlfriend, but then that's even greater. So it's like, come on, just say it's for you.
Yeah. Yeah. So restaurants, liquor stores, is there any ones that just come off the top of your head where people can find it at?
You can find it.
How many different cities is it in?
I lost track after a while. The first year was hard, I'm not gonna lie, but then the second year it just got spread that people ask me all the time, where can I find it? I'm in the city and I have to grab my phone and see where it's at and then tell them, hey, it's right here. Yeah. Or tell them, just go to the website and it'll be there. You know, because I lost track because I hired 2 reps and they just, you know, went Bay Area, LA, San Diego, Sacramento, Elk Grove, Tracy, Manteca, and they just, you know, I lost track.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, congratulations. 'Cause I remember I first met you, and I want to say, what, it was it 2020 or 2021? You had just got your bottles.
It had to be 2021 because it was December 17 when I actually, my first day to distribute. So it had to be.
Yeah, so it was right after that. Yeah, so here we are 3 years later.
Yeah, 3 years later, and it's still going. And they say that most of the tequila brand, they fail after a year or 2.
Okay.
And it was at 90, I want to say 93, 95, around there. Failure for the first 2 years, but, you know, I have no quit in me. I mean, if it fails, it fails. I tried.
Congratulations, yeah. I actually still have extra añejo bottle of this style that you gave me.
Yeah, so those are gonna be gone.
Yeah, I think it's like still half full. I only drink it like on special occasions. I'll have a sip. But yeah, it's been encouraging to see your journey and see you start from the bottom up and see you sticking with it and starting out with this style and moving to this style and branching out to Cristalino, now Rosé, and winning awards. And I'm definitely happy for you, everybody here at 209 Times. Happy for your success, and it's always good to see people. We love to see people in the 209 succeeding.
And back then, I didn't even know, but I guess there was no Brandon Stockton.
No, this is first.
I didn't know that, but then I started researching, and people started telling me like, "Hey, you're the only one." I'm like, I don't care about that, but yeah, I mean, there's no one, and a lot of people reach out to me. How do you make it? I'm like, I mean, it's really hard. Like, I don't want to be negative. I'm not that kind of person who, there's enough food for everybody, but I don't want to be responsible for if you make a bad choice.
True.
So that's the only thing I can tell them. Just I give them the sources where I got it from, and then go from there, and they can teach you, and then that's on you.
Got it.
But I mean, we're here. It's after 3 years and going, and we have more plans. Trying to launch a Paloma with the Cristalino profile, because that's my favorite.
Yeah,
that's my favorite. Like, it has a distinct flavor. You can put Blanco, you can put a different one to a Paloma, but this one has a distinct flavor. So that's what I'm working on next.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and I mean, you want to try the Rosé?
Yeah, let's try the Rosé. Let's end it on a high note and try the Rosé.
It's gonna be a little bit more of a flavorish.
Okay.
But I mean.
Hey, so basically, this is for the wine fans because they're aged in wine barrels.
Exactly,
so.
30 days, a month. A month.
You love tequila and you love wine. This is gonna be the one for you. I love the glasses too. Did you also get those made at the distillery, or did you get those
I had these
customized?
Customized.
Okay.
Which I actually ran out so quick.
Yeah, this is cool. I've never had a tequila with like a.
There's Rosés out there, but
yeah.
I mean, they throw additives. I try to keep it like 100%. Like I try to keep it additive free, premium. Like usually when I do something, it's got to be good. If not, it's not worth it.
True.
Like the palomas that I'm trying to get out. There's a mixto and there's 100% agave. I'm trying to do 100% agave, even though it costs more. I want to keep it that way.
Okay.
So.
Well, any before we end this episode, right? Is there anybody you want to shout out in the 209? I'm really hoping people tune in and watch this all the way to the end, because this is a great story. It's a local success story. This is a local tequila brand based out of the 209, straight from the earth of Jalisco, Mexico. And family tradition as far as keeping the culture alive and representing for raza and
exactly. That's kind of where it really came down to.
Yeah.
The raza. I've seen the struggle. I've seen everything, and I'm like, I've lived with them. I've just everything 100% with the raza. Even though I was born here, I mean, the raza.
And from working to the fields to owning your own construction company and now having your own tequila brand, I mean, that's a success story that deserves to be celebrated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So anybody you want to shout out or say what's up to?
Just to all the people that support the brand.
All right, you heard it here.
And obviously my wife.
What's the website again?
Is www.tequilapacheco.com, and you can find it. It'll tell you right there where you can find it.
Okay.
Bay Area, all through California. So.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Salud to Pacheco Tequila Pacheco. Salud. See you next time. Yeah, this is good. So we'll cut it from there. But this,
Yeah.
hey,
It's kind of got a little strawberry, you know, because I try to keep it like just additive free.
I can taste the wine, like the wine notes in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. I can
Yeah,
see why this is popular.
Well,
And plus the color,
I
right?
sold out real quick. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I should have got more.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's still coming, but it takes time. It takes
Yeah.
about a month.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Exactly. So, and my wife teasing me about it.